What's up, peoples, man? I'm back. I'm back. How y'all doing, man? I got that gank right here. This is that rocket fuel right here, man. Yeah, I got that rocket fuel right here. I don't even know if I'm allowed to show this on YouTube, but what's up, peoples, man? I'm on here. I wanted to, I'm just sitting in here enjoying my night, man. Just gonna read the Bible a little bit. I'm on John, chapter 1, verse 1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Now, to me, I'm going to go 1 through 5, okay? So John chapter 1, I'm going to go 1 through 5. I'm going to start with 1 through 5. The Word became flesh. That's the title. And it says, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The same was in the beginning with God. All things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. In him was life, and that life was the light of men. And the light shineth in darkness, and the darkness comprehended not. Now that's pretty deep, man. Like, to me, that's pretty deep, man. To me, that means, like, John, basically, he begins by declaring that the Word, which is logos, which logos means the word in Greek, was with God in the very beginning. And the Word was God, like in the very beginning, man. So this means that Jesus wasn't created, man. But he's eternal. Like, he wasn't created. If he was with God in the very beginning, you know what I mean? Like it says, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. So if he was with God and from the beginning, and he was God, that means that Jesus isn't created, man. But he's eternal, man. That's the very expression of God's mind and being, man. Basically, is what that's saying to me. That's the very expression of God's mind and being, man. He's the creator of all things and the source of life and light, man. That's crazy, man. You know, like darkness, darkness can't overcome his light, man. And that symbolizes that truth and divine light ultimately prevail in the end. My fault. I don't know. Hey, what's up, man? You love God. I love God too, man. Why am I in prison? I'm not in prison. What you mean? How you see prison? You see prison bars? That's a picture, man. You see it? I painted that picture right there on some wood. I put some wood together. I put these pieces of wood together and I painted that. But no, I was in prison. I was in prison years ago for selling drugs. I ain't gonna lie. I found God though. I was raised Catholic, but I'm not really into Catholicism. I think that's a control. I think religion's like a control tactic, man. Religion is all they want from you when you go to church is money, 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 money. I sent my daughter to Catholic school, and it costs $6,000 a year to send her to school, man. And on top of that, they want you to put money in the envelope every Sunday. And on top of that, you got to pay a membership fee to belong to the church. It's just money, 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 money. So, but yeah, I'm very spiritual though. I'm not. I hope I don't do what? What do you hope I don't do? What? I hope I don't do it either. Oh no, do drugs? I smoke weed. I mean, I don't know that. I don't consider that a drug. Weed is spiritual. If you read the Bible, it says God has given you all the plants and herbs to use, and marijuana is a plant, and it's an herb, and it grows out of the earth. You know what I mean? So, actually, it helps me meditate. It takes me closer to God spiritually because it slows my mind down, and it helps me go deeper within and get answers that I'm looking for spiritually. You know what I mean? So, as a matter of fact, I'm probably going to smoke some weed in a little bit, but I don't even know if I could do that on YouTube. I never. But anyway, yeah, I was just reading the Bible. I was reading, here's the Bible right here. Boom, I got a big, giant study Bible. You see that? It's the King James Version. I think mostly for real the Bibles were tampered with. They're all changed. They change them all. There's like in every Bible the words are different. So you got to be careful what you do when you read the Bible, man. You got to really know what you're reading because you used to go to church a lot. You like church? Church is alright, man. I don't. I'm not really. What kind of church? Catholic church? Yeah, I'm new here too, Star. But what kind of church did you go to? Catholic church or Christian church? I went to Catholic church. I was raised Catholic. I went to Catholic school for most of my life. Catholic, yeah, I went to Catholic school. I was raised Catholic. I went to Catholic school. Oh yeah, I went to St. John's and then North Catholic in Philadelphia. I'm from Philadelphia, so I went to St. John Cantius grade school, and then I went to North Catholic for a couple years, and then I couldn't take the Catholic school anymore because actually, when I went to Catholic school, the nuns used to beat us, man, with brooms and shit, and like on our knuckles with rulers like and pencils and stuff like that. If you were bad, and then you know the little brooms the handheld brooms that you sweep the floor with, they used to hit us with that, man. The nuns were mean when I went to school. They used to beat us. It was crazy. Where's St. Elizabeth at? What city you from? Why would they do that? I don't know. Because like kids will be kids. Like if kids were acting up, you know what I mean, being crazy, just being kids, like they would be violent and start hitting us, man. You're from Houston? Okay, I'm from Philadelphia. Philadelphia, Houston. How's Houston? You like it out there? You like it out in Houston? I've never been to Houston. I've been most places. Like I've been let me see. I've been to Florida. I've been to New York. I've been to Boston. I've been to Vermont. I've been New York, Boston, Vermont, Florida, California, Virginia, and that's about all. Was that what school was the school punishment? What do you mean? Well, when I went to school, the nuns used to beat us, man. Like I was saying, they used to beat us with brooms and stuff, and like rulers, like on your knuckles. They make you put your knuckle on the table, and they hit you on the knuckles with like a pencil or a ruler, like the the skinny side of the ruler. It hurt, man. Or they would beat you with the broom, like I said, the handheld broom, man. They would hit you in the butt with it. The nuns were crazy, man. They were all old, Most of them were old, like in their 80s and 90s. They would fall asleep in class when they were teaching us. Yeah, it was kind of crazy, man. Yeah, that is kind of rude, but they were allowed to do that back then. I don't today. Like I think they would go to jail for that. You see, I went to school. I went to Catholic school in the grade school in the 70s. Man, I'm 40. Yeah, I'm about to be 49. Matter of fact, my birthday is November 15th. What's today's date? I think the 8th. My birthday's in a couple days. I'm getting old, man. So yeah, I went to school back in the dinosaur ages, man. When Hail Mary, full of grace, Lord is with thee, blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now and at our death. Yeah, I know all the prayers by heart. 2025, I think is kind of bullshit. 2025 is bullshit. Not gonna lie. Yeah, 2025 is, man. I think the whole, I don't know. The world changed. It's crazy now. Like everybody got crazy. I think everybody's losing their minds. I don't know what's going on. I think it's whatever they're putting in the food or something. They're poisoning us with the food. You know what I mean? They're killing us and shit. They're killing us with the food, the water. They put fluoride in the water. Fluoride's very bad for you, man. They've been putting fluoride in the water for years, and if you research fluoride, it's bad for you. It's not even. They say like they put it in toothpaste. It's not even good for your teeth. Crazy. Yeah, they've been poisoning us, man. But thank you, Star. Yeah, people do stuff because they get away with it, man. People are crazy. I don't know. The world, like, they done lost their minds. People done lost their minds. You know what it is? There's not enough God in the world. People need God. That's what it is. People they took God out of everything. Who's they? The government. Yeah, they took the government. Yeah, they took God. They took God out of school. They said when I was a kid, we used to We used to do the Pledge of Allegiance. But I went to Catholic school and I would pray. But yeah, even in public school, God was in public school, but the government took it out because of, I guess, not everybody is Christian or Catholic, and there's like a lot of different religions. So I guess they didn't want to discriminate against one person by having one religion, in the school and not the other one. So, I guess they took it out, man. It's crazy. But you do the Pledge of Allegiance, yeah. Yeah, I had. Oh, they do the Pledge of Allegiance in school still. Yeah, there's not enough punts. No, I know they need to start whipping their kids' asses, man. Don't nobody get their ass whipped no more. You can't. You if you. I never hit my kid. I'll tell you that. I don't believe in really hitting a kid, but I mean they should. They maybe you spank them on the spank them on the ass a little bit though. But that's the problem. Kids get away with murder, man. They don't. And they were raised off the internet. They were raised on TikTok, man. And TikTok's kind of crazy, man. Yeah, God's real for sure. God's real, without a doubt. 100% God's real. I know for a fact. God saved me a lot of times. He brought me out of the depths of hell many times. You get grounded or popped in the mouth. Yeah, I used to get popped in the head, man. My pop would smack me in the head. Wayne. Yeah, when I was a kid, my dad used to whoop my ass. He used to whip my ass. Yeah, TikTok's crazy. I don't know. There's a lot of goofy stuff on TikTok. But yeah, with my dad, man, back in the day, my dad would whip my ass, man. Now today, the way my dad whipped my ass today, like that he used to do back then, he'd probably go to jail for that shit now. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. But I mean, I don't believe in hitting a kid like too much. I don't think you should beat a kid or abuse a kid. But they do need discipline. Kids need discipline for sure, man. Because as an adult and as a parent, that's what your job is. Your job is to raise your child to have respect, morals, ethics, shit like that. And I think everyone in the world kind of like, not everyone, but a majority of the world like lost their way, man. They have no morals, they have no ethics. Yeah, everybody should love God for sure. I love God. Do you believe in Jesus? The fish hock where my mom would put her fingernail in my yeah, the fish hook like this. And grab you by the mouth and pull you around. And my dad would grab me by the ear. Or my mom would grab me by the ear. That used to hurt. Did you ever get pulled on your ear? That hurts like crazy, man. But yeah, do you believe in God though? You believe God's real? Let me hear the joke. Go ahead. What's the joke? I'm waiting. Yeah, I love God. Talk to him when I'm in need. Yeah, me too. You're supposed to talk to God. God is real, and He'll get you through tough times. Why couldn't the toilet paper cross the road? I don't know. Because he had too much shit. Why couldn't the toilet paper cross the road? Because it got stuck in a crack. I like that. That was funny. You say you used to believe in God, but not so much anymore, young gun. Why not? Why? He got stuck in a crack. I like that story. That was funny. It made me laugh. Definitely did. I got this toilet paper in my house. It's rough and tough. It don't take shit from nobody. You're welcome. Why don't you believe in God too much anymore, young gun? It was funny. A joke. I don't have really too many jokes. Let me try to think of a joke. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really too good at jokes. I don't remember. Evil seems to win over good. Yeah, evil is winning over good. You know why though? That's because nobody believes in God really anymore. Like God is not like he's not in the world. See, at the end, in the end times, if you read the book of Revelation, in the end times, this is Satan's world. Good night, Lisa. Satan, God gave the world to Satan to rule over until he comes back, and that's why all the evil is getting worse and worse in the world, because Satan is the prince of the air, like the prince. He's the one that whispers in your ear and tells you when to to do bad things. You know what I mean? And God allowed him to do that. He allowed him to rule the earth until he comes back. You know what I mean? And that's what that's why there's so much evil. It's like I think we're getting closer to the end times. I'm not sure for real, but I just see a lot more evil in the world. And according to the Bible, in the end times, the evil will start to prevail over the good until Jesus comes back and takes dominion over the earth again. And a lot of kids at my school, some say they don't believe, and I sometimes get to the point and ask them why. Yeah, it's sad, man. A lot of kids, that's the thing, kids aren't being raised in their households to believe in God, and that's sad, man. I believe something I just haven't lived long enough to figure it out yet. Yeah, you'll figure it out, man. It takes time. I'm old, and it took me a lot of years to figure it out. I was raised Catholic, like I said, but I really didn't know God existed until like way later in my life. I've been through some real serious situations, and I know that I wouldn't have made them through them without some form of God. It wasn't me on my own that got me through them situations. There's no way, because there's situations that I shouldn't have gotten through. You know what I mean? So how much was Santa's sleigh? I don't know. How much was it? How much was his sleigh? I don't know. I can't figure that one out. Nothing that was on the house. You're funny, man. I like your jokes. You're definitely funny. Karma, without a doubt. Karma. I believe in karma, but karma is like a tough one. Yeah, that's like the energy thing, like negative, like energy is like manifestation. You kind of put out. My bad, guys. You kind of put out. I mean, you kind of get back what you put out in the world. Like, so if you put out a lot of good, a lot of bad, you're gonna get a lot of bad in return. It's like attraction. It's like kind of the law of physics. Like every action has a reaction. You know what I mean? Like, and yeah, I think that's the law of physics. Or is that every object is the force of motion? But there's an action for every, there's a reaction to every action. So like you put out bad, you're gonna get bad in return. So say you like just say you beat someone up. What's gonna happen? They might call the cops and you go to jail. So that's something bad. You did something bad, and something bad's happening to you, because going to jail isn't good. But now if you if you help somebody, you help somebody, like do something positive. Something positive is going to come out of that. You're going to make that person happy. It's going to make you feel good. You know what I mean? So yeah, karma. Karma. I do believe in karma. Karma does what comes around goes around. That's the old saying. You know what I mean? What comes around goes around. So I definitely believe in karma too. You know what I mean? Is there one that my sister hit me and my little cousin used one? She tried to hug me, and they pushed her away, and it made me laugh. As soon as I turned 18, karma gave it to me. I paid. And then some, yeah. Karma gave it to me. I paid. Yeah, karma. Yeah, me too, man. Listen, karma's been kicking me in the ass for years, man. I think finally I might have paid up, because I've been having a lot of positive energy. I think, and it's on your mindset, man. You got to have a positive mindset. If you have a positive mindset, positive things happen. If you have a negative mindset, negative things happen. So it's all basically on how you conduct yourself and the way you think, and the thoughts you put in the world. So if you read the Bible, it says your tongue is very powerful. The tongue is very powerful. Your words are powerful. Like it's kind of like a spell, like you cast a spell. It's like, that's why they call like spelling, because like, what is a spell? Like you spell. So when you talk, what you talk out into the world basically is can be manifested into reality. So you got to be careful in the things that you say to people. You know what I mean? Like like I said, chain reaction. A reaction causes a reaction. So you might say something to somebody that really hurts their feelings, and it could cause them to do harm, maybe to themselves, you know what I mean, or to someone else, man. But it all starts in the mind. It all starts in the mind, man. It starts in the mind and the mouth, like, and your words. Your words are very powerful. Your words create, you know what I mean. like I said, we're creators. We're creators in our own right. I think kind of like to a degree, we're kind of like gods in our own way as human beings, because we create, we create our own lives, man. We create the way that we want our life to go through our thoughts and our actions. Also, we create life through the seed, like the seed of life. You have sex with somebody, you plant the seed into a woman, and she incubates the egg, and she has a baby. So we're kind of all like creators in our own right, man. And our brain is very powerful. It's like I meditated on this like the one time where it's like, they say like the temple of the Most High is where God resides, right? So what's the highest part of your body? That's your head. And what's in between your temples is your brain. So the highest part of your body in between your temples is your brain. So the temple of God is the Most High, and I think your brain is kind of like a god in its own right, because your brain is so powerful that it could create like your own universe. Like you create your own way in life. Hello, man. What's up? How you doing? So that's why I said it. Yeah. So yeah, it all starts in the mind, man. Because she made me super mad. Oh yeah, she made you mad. And what you do? Hit her or something like that? You got into a fight with her? And what? Yeah, but it definitely all starts in the mind, man. Yeah, I love my peace too. I love my peace too. As I get older and wiser, I start to realize like my peace of mind is worth more than more than anything, like more than wealth, like financial wealth, like your happiness is worth more than you know I think anything, because you can have everything in the world and still not be happy. So peace of mind. All right, let me see, scroll up and see what you said. Because she made me Superman. Oh yeah, she hit you and your little cousin. He's one. He tried hugging him and he pushed her, and it made me laugh. Oh, for real? And that's why you got in trouble? Cause you laughed? Yeah, that's not cool. But yeah, man. Oh, not that one. There's more. My bad. Let me look further. Oh man, there's so many. Oh god. Um, People just being stuff and they keep doing the government. I can't find it. Oh, I would get this thing called the first hawk, where my mom would put her finger. Oh, you talking about that? Where you were saying your mom would put her finger in your with the hook, the hook thing in your mouth. Some they don't believe. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, I can't see. They're the only ones I see. I don't know. The Karma said that for my sister, and then before that, I believe in Karma. And it said a lot of my kids in my school, they don't believe, and I get disappointed and ask them why. I love God. Yeah, I don't see it. Yeah, but man, yeah, I'm out in Philadelphia right now. It's raining out here. How's the weather around you guys? How do you make holy water? I guess you get the priest to bless it. I don't know. How do you make holy water? You're on a roll with the jokes. I'm waiting. You boil the hell out of it. Yo, I like these jokes though. They are funny. I ain't gonna lie. Even though they're simple, they're kind of funny. They're making me laugh. You boil the hell out of it. That's a good one. Is Damn, it's pouring. It's pouring out here where I'm at. It was thundering and lightning so loud earlier. I thought God was coming down for me out of the sky. It was so the thunder was so loud and the lightning was so bright. It kind of shook my house. The thunder shook my house. That's what made me wake up and come on YouTube. I was kind of laying in bed relaxing. I started to read the Bible and then I fell asleep. And then thunder and lightning woke me up. Kind of scared me a little bit. Only person alive that positive. Everybody else speaking hate. Yeah, man, because I don't. Oh, for real, a lot of people speak hate on the lives. Yeah, a lot of people are. Yo, I'm not gonna lie, and I don't like to judge nobody, but a lot of these people on lives are weird, man. Like they dress up like the one dude. Couple dudes are dressed up like clowns. The one dude got his whole face tattooed like a clown. I was like, what the hell? And the other guy, he's like dressed like a clown, but he wears all this weird shit. And he got a rubber chicken. Like I don't know what's going on with people. I think people are losing their minds, man. But yeah, people hate, man. I don't like hate. Hate brings negativity, man, and I don't like negativity in my life. So I try to keep it positive all the time, man. That's why I used to be like that. I used to be like a real, maybe I can't say I try. You know what? And like a couple weeks ago, I vowed to myself that I won't say the word hate no more. I don't like to say the word hate no more. Like I don't want to say like I hate anybody because it says in the Bible, if you hate, just by you hating, you're guilty of murder. Just by hating, you're guilty of murder. So when you hate someone, it's like you murdered a person. So like I told myself I'm not going to use that word against anybody in my vocabulary anymore. Like I'm not going to say I hate anybody because I'm guilty of doing that. You know what I mean? But I try to change my whole vibe, man. I changed my whole vibe from being negative to positive, and I find that like positive things start happening. Like I feel like I'm surrounded by angels. I've been seeing like a lot of ones like lately. Like every time I look at the clock, it'll be 11:11. Like not every time, but like I'll catch 11:11 like at least twice a day because it happens twice a day. Or not 11:11. Sometimes I'll catch 10:11, so that's three ones, or I'll see ones like outside on like a billboard, or I see it on the license plate. And I was reading like ones mean that like you have angels around you. So I've been feeling like since I've been keeping a positive mind frame, God has been he's been present in my life, you know what I mean? And I could feel him, you know what I mean? I could feel him, man. Yeah, I see some guys with purple ones like weird. Yeah. Oh yeah, the gay guys with the yeah, yeah, you should people that God made you love, yeah. Like you see. Yeah, you gotta love them people, but I mean, yeah, it all starts by thinking positive. You're right, young gun, but and yeah, normally every day I would catch 3 o'clock when I wake up sometimes. 3 o'clock, yeah, they say that's the witching hour, 3 o'clock. That's I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to look it up because I kinda like I knew more, but they say that's the witching hour. I think that's like the hour of like when the spirits come out, I believe. Like when all the spirits are roaming the earth at 3 o'clock, that's when like you astral project, like you come out of your body. They say you when you sleep, you can come out of your body and you could travel. And before you wake up, it's called astral projection. You come back into your body. And I think 3 o'clock is like the hour when the spirits are roaming the earth. It's called the witching hour. I don't know, Google it. I have to Google it and really because I don't like to get bad information, man, but I know for a fact 3 o'clock is the witching hour. And like I said, I think it's about spirits roaming the earth. But yeah, it all starts with the mind, positive mind, man. You keep a positive mindset and positive things will happen. And that's what I've been trying to do. I don't like negativity no more. I don't like it. I've seen a lot of negativity in my life, and there's too much negativity going on in the world, and I don't want to be a part of it. You know what I mean? I don't want to be a part of it at all. Bad ones or good ones. I'm not sure. I think all spirits, but if I'm not mistaken, from what I've heard, it's bad ones, but I could be mistaken. Like I said, I don't like to get bad information out, but I'm gonna have to Google it and I'll let you know. Matter of fact, I might be able to. Where's the phone? Oh wait, let me Google it now. I got the phone right here. I'm gonna Google it now. I'm gonna Google it right now for you. It's 3 o'clock. Let me see. Oh, the witching hour. Let me see. All right, so it says yes, 3 a.m. is widely considered the witching hour, a time when supernatural activity is believed to be at its peak. It is often associated with folklore about witches, demons, and ghosts being most powerful, and sometimes called the devil's hour. because it's seen as an inversion of 3 p.m., the time of Christ's death. Oh, wow. This belief is also linked to the time of night when the veil between the living and the dead is thought to be the thinnest. So that's when the living, so that's when the living and the dead can rise through the veil and roam the earth, like I was saying. So I was kind of right. But they're saying it's, for devils and witches, it's the inversion of Christ, which means Christ died at 3 p.m. and 3 a.m. is the inversion, like I was saying earlier about duality. Everything is like is dual in the world, good and bad. You know what I mean? Hot and cold. So yeah, that's what 3 a.m. is, the witching hour. Yeah, most parents say nothing good happens after 12 a.m. You're right, man. My parents used to say that. We used to have to come in when the street lights came on when I was a kid. When I was a kid, that's how we knew. We didn't have cell phones, so we knew it was time to come in when the street lights came on. And if we didn't get in by the time the street lights came on, we get our asses kicked. You know what I mean? That was our clock. That was our clock when we were kids. Like the street lights. We had to be in when the street lights came on. Yeah, we used to be out riding bikes and shit. Too, you too. How old are you, young gun? I think you said 18 earlier, or you said after 18. When you're in your 20s, probably. Smoking my vape. My bad, fellas. I'm not sure. Oh, you're 26. All right, yeah. I'm about to be 49. November 15th. What's today's date? Let me see. I think my birthday's next Saturday. Yeah, my birthday's next Saturday. I'm gonna be 49. I don't feel 49 though. I think in my mind I'm still young. You know what I mean? I still feel like I'm in my 20s and my 30s. You know, I still feel young, which is good, man. It's good to stay mentally young because as you get older, if you let your mind age, your body will age because, like I said, your mind is very powerful. Yeah, I was an 80s kid. I was born in 76, so I lived through the 80s and 90s, man. That was the best time, in my opinion. Like that was time where like we didn't have cell phones and we used to just be out on the streets riding bikes, man. We weren't out there like doing crazy. We did crazy shit, but the stuff we did was nothing like what kids do now. You know what I mean? Like shooting each other and shit like that. We would throw eggs at each other. We would fight with our fists. You know what I mean? We weren't shooting at each other. Like kids out there, motherfuckers are wild out there now, man. Especially from where I'm from. I'm from Philly, man. I'm from the city, and it's pretty bad out here, man. Like it is. I try to stay off the streets. I just work a lot. You know what I mean? I work a lot and I stay off the streets because it's bad out here, man. Like it's dangerous out here. You know what I mean? It really is dangerous, man. Yeah, it's crazy, man. You know what I mean? It's crazy out here. Yeah, after 2010, I'm trying. What was I doing in 2010? Let me see. 17, 2010, 25. I'm not sure. 2010, 89, 210. I was 34. I wasn't really doing much. Matter of fact, 10, 20. I just had my daughter. No, 2006. I had my daughter in 2006. So my daughter was 4. So yeah, I was just being a family man in 2010. I had my own business, you know what I mean? And I was just staying in my lane, staying out the way, trying to stay out of trouble, man. Because like I said in my youth, I was pretty crazy. Like I spent some time in jail. And before I had my daughter and all, I spent some time in jail and I was pretty wild, man, running the streets. In my 20s, not in my teen years, in my younger years, but probably when I hit like 17, 18, that's when I started to wild out a little bit, man, and get a little goofy. And I said, man, once I had my daughter in 2006, I calmed down and I raised my daughter, you know what I mean, with my ex-wife. We kind of split up like 2 years ago. So I was with her for like 22 years, you know what I mean, my ex-wife. That kind of hurt me. So I went through a little bit of depression for about a year. And I lost my business and all that, and I had to move back. I had to move back in with my mom. Imagine having to live with your mom when you're 40, 46 years old, 47 years old. Man, kind of sucked. You know what I mean? So I had to move back in with my mom and get my shit back together. And finally, I'm getting myself back together. Now I work a lot. I work like 50 hours a week. Actually, I have off tomorrow, so that's a blessing. But yeah, I work like 40, 50 hours a week, man. I build chimneys. I'm a mason, so I work for a chimney company right now, and I build chimneys for a living. That's what I do for a living. So it keeps me out of trouble, keeps me busy, and I make good money. You know what I mean? So it's better than the alternative, like running the streets and getting in trouble and going to jail. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's what I try to do, man. Yeah, yeah, I know. Me too. It is hard out here, yo. Groceries are expensive, and then they just took all the SNAP benefits away from the people that don't have money and shit. So I know they're gonna be hungry this month. When I can, like, if I see like around my area now, like I live in a nicer part of the city, kind of. It's like the suburbs a little bit, but it's getting bad. Even where I'm from in the suburbs, like we never had homeless people in my area ever. In the past couple of years, we're starting to have homeless people all over my area. They stand right up the street on the corner and they bum change like at the stoplight. You know what I mean? So when I go by, I try to throw them a couple dollars every now and then because I know like I could be in that position one day. Like I could be in that position, man, where I could be homeless, and I would hope that somebody would help me out. You know what I mean? So I try to do positive things, as much as I can, man, because I want to make up for all the bad I did when in my younger years. You know what I mean? Hopefully that'll counterbalance, and maybe I'll make it to heaven if there's a heaven, man. But I'm not sure if heaven exists. You know what I mean? I think it's like a spiritual plane. Like I think hell and heaven. I think my interpretation of heaven and hell is I think hell is if like you become spiritually dead, and when you die, like you don't like you're just done, like your spirit is over. But if you're spiritually alive, like in Christ, and you die, your spirit lives on. Now I don't know if we reincarnate. We might reincarnate. I think it's possible that we reincarnate into a new life, but I don't. Yeah, heaven's where you're happy spiritually. Yup, when you die, exactly. And I think hell is like you're just dead. Like there's nothing. Like I don't think you burn in a fire pit and all that. I don't believe that. I think you're just done. Like your spirit does not like continue on in the universe anymore, because everything's energy. Like we go back into that energy field. Like everything is energy. Our bodies like emit energy. Like that's why meditation's good. Like if you meditate and you do breathing techniques and you kind of like make that sense like an om sound, like om, like you'll feel that vibration. And if you keep doing that over and over and you keep breathing with your eyes closed, you'll start to feel like I don't know, it's kind of like a high is how I could explain. You do it? Yeah, yeah, I do it too. I started meditating about a year ago, and I feel like it helps me. You know what I mean? Like it keeps me grounded. You know what I mean? Like spiritually grounded. But yeah, when I meditate and I breathe like that, I start to vibe like that vibration. It kind of it's crazy. It's like a high almost. Yeah, you live in the middle of nowhere. That's where I want to live, man. I'm trying to get myself together, and I want to buy probably like 10, 15 acres in the country and just get away from society and have my own little house in the middle of my land and build a dirt bike track so I can ride my dirt bikes, and build a gun range so I can shoot my guns, and dig out a big hole, make a pond and put some bass in there, and just have my own little playground. Yeah, I like the Beatles. Why you like the Beatles? Yeah, that's the dream. Yeah, I grew up hunting and stuff. When I was a kid, my dad had cabins in the mountains, and we would go hunting. Like matter of fact, I missed hunt. I was gonna go hunting this year. I missed hunting season, but yeah, we grew up in the mountains, so I spent a lot of time in the country. You know what I mean? Even though I was born and raised in the city, we would go to the country every weekend. You know what I mean? And that was my thing because my dad, he was big into hunting. We would go archery hunting, and we would go rifle season. We would go skiing. We would ride the snowmobiles, shit like that. We had fun. But yeah, I like the Beatles star. So you know about the Beatles, man. How old are you? You kind of young, huh? You like the Beatles though? I like the Beatles. Yo, the Beatles were huge, man. When the Beatles were out back in the day, they were like kind of like almost gods in their own right, man. Like women used to like fall on the ground crying when they'd see the Beatles, man. Kind of like Michael Jackson. Like they were like kind of like modern day gods, like. Yeah, they were crazy. Yeah, I'm an outdoors man too, young guns. I love the outdoors, man. I'm so peaceful. Like I feel at home outdoors. Like around here where I live, we got this park called Pennypack Park, and it's like in the middle of the city, but it's almost like when you go in there, it's like country because it's all woods and there's like a stream that goes through it and there's like waterfalls in there. So when you go in there, it's kind of like an escape from the city. And I'll just go in there and I'll sit by the waterfall and I'll meditate and just relax, and it makes me feel like I'm like in the country, like in it, and it gives me a peace of mind. You know what I mean? It like relaxes me. It slows my mind down. But yeah, the country, because nature, man, nature is God. Like nature is God. So being in nature, I feel like I'm closest to God when I'm in nature. You know what I mean? Because literally, like God is in everything, and everything is in God. But yeah, I like the Beatles though. 50 Cent, G Unit. Yeah, G Unit was G Unit. 50 Cent was the wave when I was a kid, man. He was like one of not a kid, but in my in my young adult life, he was like he was probably like the most popular guy out at the time. Him, Eminem. Like I grew up on like Biggie Smalls, but I grew up on like EPMD, Gangstar, Pete Rock and CL Smooth, uh, and the Roots, bands like that. I mean, rappers like that, Mobb Deep, LL Cool J, Run DMC, shit like that. Gangstar, yeah, Gangstar. I was just listening to Gangstar the other day. Uh, Biggie Smalls, Tupac. From where I'm from, I know, P&B Rock was my young bull. He's from the city. He got killed, though. I don't know if you knew who P&B Rock was. That was my young buck. Beanie Siegel's from out here where I'm from. I know Beanie. Um, and I don't know Beanie like that, though. I've been around him. But I knew P&B Rock, though. Chris and Lil Neef. Yeah. Nonsense, yeah, nonsense music. Yeah, well, yeah, you got like that mumble rap was crazy. I'm not really into drill rap, man. That's like a bad energy to me. Like all they talk about is killing. All right, Star, be cool, man. It was nice meeting you too. But yeah, yeah, drill rap, man. I don't like drill rap. It's like a bad energy. All they do is talk about killing each other and shit. All right, Star, bye. Have a good night, man. Enjoy the rest of your night. Yeah, that's all I listen to. That's my whole playlist. Old school R&B and hip hop. That's what I listen to in the truck all the time with my coworker. He likes a lot of this new stuff. He's a little younger than me, but he knows all them dudes though. He knows like Chris, Chris and Lil Neef. He knows Jovi, this new dude Jovi. He's always hanging. I don't know if you heard of Jovi. He's pretty good. He's in New York right now. He'll be back tomorrow, but yeah, that I think '90s, like not '80s, '90s, like '90s hip hop. Like I like boom bap. Like I like that type of rap, boom bap. I'm not really into drill and shit like that. I'm into like boom bap. So it's more of a oh yeah, Big L. Yeah, Big L is this shit. Yeah, I love Big L, man. Big L. Let me see who else. Big L. Craig Mack was cool. Black Rob. I like Black Rob. Yo, what's up? What's that, Rel? What's up, man? We're just chilling. We're busting it up about back in the day rap and shit. Yeah, Black Rob. You fuck with Black Rob? Black Rob is alright. Craig Mack. Mobb Deep, Nas. You can't never forget Nas. Um, all them New York rappers. Yeah, oh yeah, that's all I listened to, man. That was real. That was they were the rap. Yeah, Too Short. Yeah, they were the rap innovators, man. Too Short. Yeah, EPMD. Public Enemy. Two Live. Remember Two Live Crew. Uncle Luke. Uncle Luke was crazy. Um, who else, man? LL Cool J, he's still good. DJ Quick, yeah, DJ Quick, yeah, yo, shit, I love Slick Rick. Oh yeah, Slick Rick, can't never forget Slick Rick. Dougie Fresh, um, yeah, all them dudes, man. That's when rap was good. That's like now I don't know, man. Like some artists today are good. Like I like Gunna. Gunna's alright. He's nice. Uh, I like I don't know. It's hard today, man. Like there's not too many. There's not too many. Yeah, it's horrible, man. There's not really too many I could think of that I really mess with like that on on like an everyday level where I can listen to him every day. Albie, you ever heard of Albie Al? He's from out this way, Jersey. He's like a drill rapper. Um, what was it? The Bordeaux. Remember YBC? Was it YBC Do? He just got killed out here, like in the summertime. They called him Mr. Disrespectful. Yeah, he got killed. But yeah, rap's horrible now. It's horrible, man. I can't even think who I really like that. Um, Damn. On today's music. I don't know. OT the Real. I don't know if you ever heard of him. He's from around here. Yeah, a lot of good rappers got killed. Mostly all of them, man. Biggie got killed. Tupac got killed. Uh, Vine was alright. He was drill too, but Vine was alright, man. But when it comes to like lyricists, like KRS-One, man, like he's probably one of the best lyricists ever, man. In my opinion, like I like I like yeah, Big L. He got killed in '99. I like Black Thought from the Roots. I like shit. Like as far as lyricists goes, yeah, Black Thought from the Roots. I don't know, Nas probably. Uh, yeah, I don't even know. Yeah, there's nothing good today, man. There's nothing good today. You work what do you do out there though? You working shit or not? You said you were from Houston, right? Was that you that said you were from Houston, or was that the other person? I'm over here rolling some weed and shit. You smoke weed or not? Oh, you from Florida? That's where my son's mom is right now. She's in Palmetto. You ever hear of Palmetto, Florida? Yeah, you smoke weed? Yeah, I'm twisting right now. Look. That's what I'm doing right now. But you heard of Palmetto, Florida? That's where my son's mom lives. It's by like Sarasota and like Bradenton, I guess like St. Pete's and shit like that. It's right over that way on the Gulf Coast. What part of Florida are you from? Oh, you like Kodak? Kodak's from out there. I like Kodak Black. I like Kodak, man. Kodak's funny as shit. Yeah. Yeah, I fuck with Kodak. He's Oh, you're from Lakeland? Alright, yeah, that's right there. That's right by where she lives, I think. Right there by Lakeland. Yeah, I think she lives right there by. I think that's right on that side, right? That's the Gulf Coast, right? Lakeland or not? That's over that way, right? By like Sarasota and shit. I'm not sure. I had a house in Bradenton. I sold it about 6 years ago. I don't know if you ever heard of Bradenton. Yeah, I sold it about 6 years ago. Because I wasn't able to get down there enough. Like, and I had an HOA fee I had to keep paying. And, like, they kept finding me because the grass wasn't cut and shit. So I just sold it. Okay, yeah, that's where I had a house. It was on 4th Street. My house was on 4th Street East. Yeah, it was nice. It was a nice house. I bought it because of the Phillies. I like the Phillies and the Phillies spring train right there in Clearwater. So I bought the house so I could watch the Phillies spring train. And then after like I said, I couldn't make it down there enough because I was running my own business and I didn't have enough time to keep going to Florida. And I kept getting fines because the grass wasn't cut. My HOA kept fining me. It was like $200 every time. Every time I didn't cut the grass and shit. So I just sold it, man. I'm kind of salty now because I should have yeah, HOA is a trip. I'm kind of salty though because I should have kept it, man. It was a nice house, but like I said, what up? I gotta grab scissors. I gotta grab a lighter real quick. Where's my lighter at? Damn. Yeah, I'm about to go blow this joint in the basement. I'm about to go in the basement and smoke this joint. But yeah, I don't even know. Am I allowed to smoke weed on YouTube? I'm not sure. I don't care. I don't. Am I even allowed to talk about weed on YouTube? It's crazy. They're gonna ban me and shit. Ban me from YouTube. For smoking weed. Yeah, HOA is a trip. This is my basement. My basement's crazy, man. It's like a dungeon down here. I feel like we got spirits down this joint. Look, I got a pool table though. There's a lot of clothes on it. Yeah, I smoke papers. I don't like. I used to smoke blunts and all that shit, but I don't like the tobacco taste because I stopped smoking cigarettes and I think like smoking with papers, it's more natural. You taste the weed better. It's like a better flavor. You know what I mean? Like the tobacco when I roll with like Dutches and shit like that in backwoods, all I taste is the nicotine paper. You know what I mean? Or the cigar paper, and I don't like that shit. Yeah, so all I use raw wraps. We use like zigzag. So I use zigzag sometimes. I smoke a bowl too, but I like raw wraps. I'm not even sure if I'm allowed to smoke weed on YouTube, but oh well, I guess we're gonna find out. They got some gank down there in Florida though. I know we got some up here. We got some alright weed up here. Y'all probably got some gank down there because of the climate, like the weather. You could probably grow some good weed in that weather down there. I grow weed. I used to grow weed, so I ain't grown it in a few years, but I used to grow some fire. Yeah, with papers. Yeah, you gotta smoke the good stuff with papers, cause the blunts they fuck the taste up, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Yeah, they fuck the taste up. It's crazy. You drive? You got a wheel? I just I had a pickup truck. Oh yeah, you like the White House? When I do roll, I used to if I did roll with blunts, I use swishers. I like swishers. I smoke. Yeah, I use the grape. I like the grape and the strawberry, but I use only swishers. I don't know why. I just like them. When I was growing up, that's when blunts started. Man, we used to be able to buy a blunt for 25 cents at the newsstand and shit. Blunts were only 25 cents. And we go to the Jamaican store and shit right up the street from my school. Like you go in a Jamaican store and you buy like a bag of chips and shit, and you tell them you want a dime of weed, and they'll throw the dime of weed and the bag of chips in the bag, and you give them the $10, and then we just leave the store, buy a blunt and go up the street and smoke weed. We cut in school and shit to smoke weed. Yeah, it was crazy. I don't think they got Jamaican. Now we got dispensaries and shit. $1.25, damn, yeah. They was only 25 cents when I first started smoking weed. That's what we would do though. We would cut and we would just get high and wander and shit. Get wander around the school security guys would chase us and shit. Cause we'd be we'd go in the stairwell and start shooting dice or something like that. We're like pitching quarters and shit. Or playing poker. Like that's one thing I always used to get in trouble in school for gambling. I would always get caught playing. We play penny pack for like $5 a hand. Back in the day, that was a lot though. $5 a hand. Back in like in the '80s and shit, we're playing $5 a hand. Yeah, good time. And I get in trouble for playing penny pack all the time. And then pagers came out and shit, and I got in trouble for fucking having a pager in school. I gotta put this weed out, man. I'm done. I'm already high. I smoke hay for this joint. I'm good. Go back upstairs in the crib, man. Yeah, I know. $20 was a lot. Shit. Yeah, $20. Now $20 ain't shit, dude. That's like I can't even get my hair cut for $20. That's crazy. Back then, my haircut was like $5. YouTube, man. But yeah, I had some I don't know. That's what the ball had. That Super Mario shit. Dummy game. I don't even know what this stream was. Nah, $20 won't give you nothing, man. It ain't gonna like $20. Like I spend that just eating lunch at work. Like I go to Wawa and get like a drink and a sandwich or something, and it's like $20. It's crazy. Yeah, man. I gotta put that shit back. Florida. Yeah, I'm about to spin down Florida. I'm gonna probably come down Florida. Probably around Christmas or New Year's time, so I can see my baby's mom and shit. To Palmetto, Florida. It's nice down here. It's going to start getting cold up here. And this week it's going to be like 30 degrees, like 36, 35. It's starting to get cold and shit. I got work with that shit too, man. It's crazy. Yeah, I stopped smoking cigarettes probably like 6 years ago. I used to smoke Newports, and I started smoking this vape. But I stopped smoking the vape too, and I just started smoking it again like probably 6 months ago. I'm mad as shit because I really don't want to smoke it, but now I can't stop. They taste good as hell. It's gonna be 40 tomorrow. Dang, that's cold as shit for Florida, though. It gets cold like that. I don't remember it getting cold like that. I guess it's like wintertime, but that's crazy. 40 degrees in Florida. Well, overnight though, but not in the daytime. In the daytime, it's gonna be what, like in the 70s probably out there. Overnight here, it's gonna be like 30. I think 32. No, 34. on Tuesday. That's almost freezing this shit. 60. 60 ain't bad. 60 is better than 50 and shit. Yeah, you graffiti, I draw. I used to do graffiti and shit back in the day too. So when I got a paper and pen, and I'm like, I can't stop. I start writing on it, and it's like an addiction and shit. I don't write on walls no more, but I still like writing on paper. Yeah, 85. Yeah, that's what I'm figuring, man. It's nice in Florida. Matter of fact, my cousin's in Florida too, but I don't know where she's at. She just went down there like 6 months ago, and it's like somewhere. I think she's in the Panhandle somewhere, but I can't remember the name of it. I don't remember the like name of the area she's in. Miami and shit. I was in Miami last year. Gainesville. What? That's in the Panhandle. I was in Damn, what's up, yo? You got another joke? you. She said. She said, "How do you make holy water?" She said, "You burn the hell out." Jackson, yeah, I was in Land O'Lakes. I was in Land O'Lakes for a while, probably like 5 years ago. I was down there for like 3 weeks. That's like a backwoods country farm, like farm area and shit. They got like shrooms and growing on the cow shit. What happened, Star? You went somewhere? Where'd you go, man? I thought weren't you going to bed? Say you were going to sleep. You got another joke? Yo, yeah, they got the cow. They got the shrooms growing on the cow shit, right? You got farms out that way? Not out that way though. Yeah, you pick them and shit. I'd be picking them, dude. If I was down there, I'd be picking the the shrooms and shit. That's like free shrooms just growing on cow shit. For real. They refuse to sell. What, they won't sell them? We got them out here. They don't grow on cow shit, but people just got them. They're good. Like, actually, they're good for meditating, dude. Like taking them to meditate. Like that, they take you deep though. Like on some real life spiritual shit. If like you have a positive mind frame when you go into them, like into the trip, and you start it out like that, you can like get some real deep answers about life, man. It's kind of like they're like an old shaman. Like shamans used to use them way like literally thousands of years ago. They got pictures of mushrooms, drawings of mushrooms on the wall, like hieroglyphic, like on like cave hieroglyphics and shit. Like I don't know how I can't even say it, but of mushrooms, like the same kind of mushrooms that grow on the cow shit, like psilocybin mushrooms. So they've been using them for thousands of years, dude. That's how they used to probably like they were the ones like in the tribes that would get like in contact with God. Like they would, so they would get all shroomed out and have a crazy ass trip, like they saw God, and then they tell the rest of the tribe, like you know what I mean? Like I guess whatever, like it's gonna we're gonna have a bad winter this year. Like they can see in the future 16 hours straight. We were screwed. Yeah, 16 hours. That's long, dude. Usually it's like 8 hours, 6 hours at the most, 7 hours. But depending on what you take, I mean, how many? You probably took a lot. You were probably tripping your balls off, bro. Oh, what? Why can't the fish play basketball? Why not? The fish play basketball. I'm trying to think. Why can't? I guess he ain't got no arms or legs. He ain't got no arms or legs. I'm not sure because it's afraid of the net. Where are you finding these jokes? What are you Googling? They're so corny that they're funny, dude, for real. Because it's afraid of the net. That was funny. That was funny. I like that one. Wow. Yeah, I've done that quite a few times. Never ended up in a crazy house, but I've went to school like that. Yeah, that's hard because it's so crowded in there. Like there's so many people you got to deal with, like trippings, teachers and shit. What do you call a deer with no eyes? And I don't something doe. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I got no idea. I got no idea. Oh, I got no idea. That one wasn't as good as the last one. I'm gonna keep it real, but it was funny. But the last three were hilarious, dude. They like really made me laugh. It was a memory never forget. I bet, man. I remember I had like when I had my first one of my first jobs was working at Burger King and I was like 17 and I had to work like on the register. So and I took them and me and my friend worked there and I took them to go to work and I'm on the register trying to take orders from people and like typing in the type register. I couldn't do it, so I ended up getting fired like like an hour later and shit. It was kind of like a mutual agreement. Like I quit and got fired at the same time because I couldn't function. Like the cash register, you know what I mean? It was all like everything's all lit up in the place. Like it's bright as hell in there. The cash register's making noises and shit. You know what I mean? You gotta type shit in. The numbers, you can't even see the numbers on the screen. It's crazy. And then they're trying to make an order. Like you're like, what are you talking about? Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, pretty much, dude. But yeah, they got the cave drawings. Matter of fact, I just seen that on on YouTube probably a couple days ago about the cave drawings and the mushrooms. Let's see if I can find it. Um, yeah, the shamans used to be the ones that take the shrooms and shit, and then they would be like all dressed up in like them crazy ass outfits and shit, like fucking grass skirts and like crazy ass masks and shit. Imagine looking at that like in the middle of the jungle, like tripping on shrooms. What do you call a deer with no eyes and no legs? Nah, mushrooms are better. Acid isn't natural. That's why it's like it's man-made. You know what I mean? Mushrooms come out of the ground. God made them, so they're definitely way better. I don't like acid either. I like mushrooms. Because, like I say, like God made the mushrooms. Man made the acid. Usually anything man makes is fucking either poison or not good for you. You know what I mean? Anything God, for the most part, anything edible that God makes and you can ingest is good for you. It grows out of the earth, man. I got no idea. I still got no idea. I never did ask it. I thought you just told me that one. You said, where do you call a deer with no eyes and no legs? But what does you said that one already? Wait, no, didn't you say that? Oh yeah, what do you call a deer with no eyes? I still got no idea. I kind of get it. I thought it was similar to the last one. I got no idea, but it was still funny. It is a plant. It's not. I mean, in my opinion, like I don't promote drugs, like, and I don't think anyone should do drugs, like, you know what I mean. Like, I don't advise any underage people to do drugs, kids, none of that, and even like doing wait, what did you say? Yeah, weed. Like I was gonna say, I don't. I still don't think children should do it, but it's not a drug. It grows like it's the same thing. It grows out of the ground. I mean, the government classifies it as a drug because they don't want us to use it for all its beneficial purposes. Like it has many benefits that are positive. Marijuana, I'm talking about, that the government doesn't want us to have. You know what I mean? Because they give us like man-made medications, like for like medical problems, like shit that they made. You know what I mean? Like, and it's usually like all fucking like crazy chemical ingredients, you know what I mean? Like for even for prescriptions from the doctors, like when you're getting pills for like some type of ailment you might have and you go get medication, like that medication is made out of like synthetic fucking who knows what, and it's probably worse for you than your problem. You know what I mean? Whatever your fucking ailment is and shit. So it's like marijuana has so many benefits, dude, that the government now they're starting to control it. So that's why I see that's what they're doing, dude. They're letting it come out now because they're gonna start controlling it because they know how much money they can make off it. That's all they care about, dude. But in the meantime, they've been poisoning us with friggin' crazy medications and shit. When in fact, marijuana does probably, if not the same amount or more, has more benefits than any of that shit they give us. Like, and you can also make paper with it. Like, they're killing like trees to make to make paper and shit. We're like cutting down all these trees. They could just grow hemp, marijuana plants, and then you can make rope out of it. You can make clothes out of it as well. And it's good for like cancer patients. It's good for glaucoma in your eyes. It's good for nauseousness, like people with stomach problems. It's good for people with arthritis. It's also good for people with like mental conditions. You know what I mean? So, and again, that grows out of the ground as well. And God made that. So, in my opinion, like, I don't see anything like wrong with it as long as you're an adult and you know what you're doing. Like, mental, you got to be mature enough to like, you know what I mean, to do something like that. But yeah, there's a lot of benefits to it. The one wasn't funny, but which one can you play soccer in the jungle? Why can't you play soccer in the jungle? Okay, it's a lot of people who die from OD, but not one from no, not from weed. You're right, absolutely. That's why I don't see nothing wrong with it. Like people don't kill, people don't get all high on weed and like kill people because they're all fucking bugged out, like on crack and shit and meth and dope. Like you know what I mean? Like that makes people rob, it makes people steal, it makes people break the law. You know what I mean? Even though marijuana can, you can break the law with marijuana, but that's only because the government made it that way. Like there's nothing wrong with, more people die from alcohol related deaths every year than like just about most drugs like altogether. You know what I mean? I think probably fentanyl now might take the lead because like a lot of people have been dying from it. But if it does not have the lead, then it's still alcohol. Alcohol, people more people die from alcohol than like mainly like a majority of any other illegal substance is what I'm saying. And you could buy that shit on any street corner and drink it and get in your car and drive around. You know what I mean? Like they allow you that option. Like, but marijuana, like you could, and people will crash on because it impairs your judgment, like on alcohol. Like people crash, run people over, like getting DUIs and shit like that, and kill people. But you can buy it on every corner. Why can't you play soccer in the jungle? I don't know. Because why can't you play soccer in the jungle? I'm not sure. That's my battery saying. Yeah, I know I was rambling on for a minute there and shit. When when I smoke, like I start rambling. I like that's when I go deep in my thought process. You know what I mean? And I start like talking. Like that's what I mean with marijuana. Like you said, it makes you relax. Me, it makes me think. It makes me go deeper in my thought process and kind of like meditate on shit. And I could figure like things out about life that I otherwise probably would overlook if I wasn't meditating on marijuana. Just too many cheaters. Why can't you play soccer? Oh, because there's too many cheaters. Now that one was funny. I like that one. Because there's. Where are you finding these jokes at? Are you GPT, or do you know, or you got a joke book over there or something? Yeah, because you relax. Yeah, me too. It relaxes my mind and shit, right? That's what it slows down. Yeah, right. It slows my mind down so that I can think deeper. You know what I mean? Otherwise, like if I'm like not if I don't smoke and I'm just like all going about my regular day, my mind's racing because I got so many things going on and shit, and then I'm thinking about like shit I got to do tomorrow and like shit I got to do later. You know what I mean? So it kind of like slows, like you said, it slows down your thought process and you can think better. I'm just kind of thirsty and shit. What was I doing? I was getting a drink. I forgot. Yeah, cheetahs. She said because there's too many cheetahs. Too many cheetahs. I like that one. Too many cheetahs. They come up in your head. That's good, man. If you're thinking of them in your head like that, that's pretty good. You should be a comedian. You gotta get the punchline right and come up with some jokes. Yeah, you have mind racing. Yeah, yeah, that's mine. Yeah, mind racing, like ADHD, attention deficit hyperactive disorder and shit. That's how they would. That's how the psychologist would diagnose it probably, or the psychiatrist. But I don't really believe in them that type of diagnosis. You have it? Yeah, I don't. I think I have it too. I mean, that's like I said. That's what the psychologist would diagnose it as, and like the symptoms that they like liken to ADHD. Like I have probably all them symptoms. So, but I don't know if I believe in like them medical diagnoses. Like from psychiatrists. I'm not sure. I mean, I guess because I do have them symptoms, but I don't. I wouldn't take medication for it though. Is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't let them prescribe me medication and shit because I think it's probably worse than taking that medication is probably worse than having ADHD. You know what I mean? It probably makes it worse. Yeah, I think we all have it too. Like they call it like kind of bipolar too. What shoes do ninjas wear? What shoes? What shoes do ninjas wear? Um, I'm not sure. What shoes do ninjas wear? Not a karate kick. I'm not. I don't know. You gotta tell me. Yeah, I think we all have it too. Do you realize like medication, right? You know people that take medication when um when they urinate and shit. And you know how when everyone you go to the bathroom and the toilet you flush it, it goes through like a water filtration plant and they recycle the water, or even in like it runs into the river and into the ocean. But anyway, my point is the only thing they can't filter out of that water for real is trace amounts of psychotropic medication. So everyone like that's on like psych medication when they piss, like they're pissing out the remnants of your body, digests the medication, metabolizes it, and then you piss out like the remnants of it, and they can't filter that out of the water. So like not everyone, but a majority of the population, people drink tap water and shit. They're basically ingesting trace amounts of like psychiatric medication. So I think like that could play it. So I mean, it's very minute, like very very minuscule amounts, but I still think it's possible that it could play a role in like how crazy and fucked up people are today. You know what I mean? They're drinking fucking psych meds and they don't even need them. You know, and then fucking it's just crazy. You had an out of body experiment, sneakers. I think we all have it. Wait, what was it again? What does what shoes do ninjas wear? Sneakers. Sneakers. You ain't coming up with these. You got to be looking them up somewhere. Out of body experiment. What was it? What you had like left your body like astral projection or something? She said sneakers. How does it, I don't get that one though. Sneakers. What was the out of body experience like? Did you travel somewhere? From taking ADHD? Oh, for real? What, it made you have like some type of a mental breakdown or something? Or it like you had like an allergic reaction to it maybe? Or something like that? Well, I had a joke book and I remember them from there. Well, that's funny. No, they were good though. Especially the first three. They were funny as hell. They definitely made me laugh. From taking ADHD. Yeah, you probably had like some type of like allergic reaction or something from the pills or your body. Yeah, side effects after 2 years. Damn, oh, you were taking them for 2 years? Yeah, that shit ain't good, man. You got off them though, right? You really shouldn't be on that shit. In my opinion, like I don't know if maybe they help people, but I think they probably hinder more than they help because depending on the severity of your mental condition, like I'm not a doctor or anything, but these are just my beliefs. You know what I mean? Like I feel like there's ways you can fix your brain without any of that shit. You know what I mean? Just by like deep meditation, like I mean, basically meditation, breathing techniques, and just like slowing your mind down. You know what I mean? And like I think you can help yourself that way instead of taking like psych meds and shit like that. I don't know. It's just like a money, like it's a fucking scam. Like basically, it's a scam, in my opinion. Psych meds are a scam. Why do you call stinky? What do you call a stinky fairy? I don't know. I don't know. What do you call a stinky fairy? It was when I was 8 to 10 years old. Yeah. Yo, what's up, man? Tomahawk. Where'd you go, bro? She rolled out. I thought you went to bed or something. You say you're going to sleep? Yeah, when you were 8 to 10. That sucks, dude. So what happens? You go to the hospital or something? Did you have to go in the hospital? And a stinker ball. Stinker ball. Wait, what was that one? What do I? Oh wait, what do you call a stinky fairy? Stinker ball. I get it. Like stinker ball. Like Tinkerbell. What are we talking about right now? I don't know. We're just talking about well, Star's telling jokes, and we're talking about me and Young Gun are talking about psych meds. How he had like an allergic reaction and shit from taking them when he was like 10 years old. Well, between 8 and 10, you just stopped taking them. Yeah, that's probably maybe that's what happened. Your body like had built a tolerance to them, and when you stopped taking, is that when it happened when you stopped taking them, or while you were taking them? Because maybe your body, when you stop taking them, your body built up a tolerance. Oh, you just stopped. Your body built up a tolerance, and maybe you were going through like a withdrawal or something like that. You know what I mean? It's crazy, though. Yeah, but you can't. That's pretty nuts that they can't filter that out of drinking water though. You know what I mean? It's pretty crazy. I wonder if they can and they just don't on purpose. Like the filtration system places. Like I wonder if they can filter it out and they just don't. As a kid that took them from 6 to 18, he meant from it. Yeah, I believe it. You can like I don't know. Like I've seen people too. Like they'll before they start taking psych meds, they're like maybe have like a slight like issue, like you know what I mean, like a slight like maybe case of ADHD, so called ADHD, and like they'll go to a doctor, especially kids, man. Like the doctors love to prescribe that shit to kids, and like the parents fucking like they don't question it. They allow it. Like they go along with it. They think it's the right thing to do. Like in my opinion, not. But it's like they'll give it to kids and they'll start out like not really bad, like, and then like they'll be on the drug for like 10 years, and 10 years later you could tell they look fucking crazy, like in their eyes and shit. They'll look lost, like the drug like fucking warps their brain and shit, I think. I once tripped on my friend when I was running the class to get something for a school project, and I hit the corner of a brick wall and cracked my skull open. What the fuck, dude? So what happened? Did you go to the hospital for that? Where'd that come from? You came out of nowhere with that, bro. You said I tripped on my friend in the class to get project and hit the corner of a brick wall and cracked my skull when I was in third grade. What the fuck? That's what I said. What the fuck? I thought it was just me, bro. You came out of nowhere with that, right? Did you did you go to the hospital, bro? Like, what happened? Did you get stitches or something? You had to get stitches. You cracked that shit open, right? And so what happened? Like, did they give you ADHD or something? That's crazy, bro. That shit probably hurt, man. I know I hit my head one time when I was a kid on a step. I tripped and hit it on the step. Like, on the fucking... It actually wasn't a step. It was like a concrete porch and shit. Like, the edge of that motherfucker. I hit that shit right here. I had, like, a big-ass lump. You didn't feel it. You had a helmet on, bro. What the fuck you mean? How didn't you... Oh, you probably knocked you out, huh? You probably got knocked out cold and didn't even fucking feel that shit, did you? That's probably what happened, right? That's crazy. What were you running? Oh, you said you tripped. Yeah, you tripped. My man said... I know. Hey, young guy, what the fuck? I was in a state of shock. I bet, bro. You went down, man. I bet you were. So what happened though? Like you went, they took you. I'm sure you went to the hospital for sure. So did you have to get stitches in your head and shit? Like were you able to walk and all like after that, or did you have to like go through physical therapy and shit? My man's like, yeah, I know. I'm like, where the fuck? He came out of nowhere with that joint, right? I was like, damn, he caught me off guard with that, dude. You know what I mean? It's kind of funny, though. It's kind of funny, though. So what happened, man? Did you get stitches or not? He must have been in a hurry. I'd say so, man. He said he must have been in a hurry. Yeah, you're funny as shit, dude. He said, yeah, you did. How many? What'd you get? Staples? You probably got staples. How many stitches did you get, dude? A lot. That's crazy, man. How many stitches? You said, did you have to go to physical therapy or no? You just got stitches, and it was a wrap. I got 9. It was a small hole. It was deep. Damn, just stitches. Alright. Oh shit, you had 9 stitches. Damn. It's crazy. So, I mean, you're doing better now, right? The stitches. But they were the stitches that dissolve in your head. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, they're made out of, well, I don't know if they still are, but they're made out of, like, cat's intestines and shit, them stitches. So I had to pull them out with my mom. You had to pull them out with your mom. And so, oh, you had to take them out. The stitches. Did it hurt? I bet that shit hurt, man. Yeah, he won't be in a hurry anymore, man. Yeah, he's gonna take his time from now on, dude. For sure. Yeah, he's gonna for sure take his time. It healed really good. Yeah, that's good though. At least do you have a scar? One of the best healing injuries you've ever had. Was it? Did it leave a scar though? But I also had something happen to my arm. Dude, you're just a mess, right? What happened to your arm? What, you cut it or something? My eyes are blade. Yo, my eyes are done, dude. I didn't even realize that. I gotta get some clear eye and shit, man. Put some, my eyes are dried out. You, I never declare it. I never declare it's only get out. Yes, but you can barely see it. He said, I never declare it's only get out. That's crazy, man. My man said he banged his head out there. And the, tripped over the fucking, his boy's, foot and shit, right? Is that what it was? You tripped over your buddy's foot and your homie's foot and shit? And hit the wall? Well, what did you hit? Like the corner of the wall? I never run the class. Yeah. He said, I never run the class. Hell no. Why would you run the, yeah. I mean, you know, why would you run the class? He said, he run the class. He said, I never run the class, dude. I once crashed with my friend on an electric scooter, and I was on the back of it, and he was driving it, and we had speed wobble. We had speed wobbles, and I was a car, and I passed out for a second, and my bone was poking out of my arm. What the fuck? Wait, I once crashed. He was driving. Damn. Your bone came out of your arm? Jesus Christ, dude. I know that hurt, bro. What the fuck? You're a mess, dude. Like, you're like probably one of them clumsy motherfuckers. There you go, that's better. You're probably one of them clumsy dudes, right? You can't fucking yourself all up everywhere and shit. But there was not that much blood because it didn't puncture a blood vessel. Well, you got lucky, man, but the bone broke, right? Did they have to put like pins in the bone and shit, screws? To but there was not that much blood. Yeah, right, dude, damn. You had to get pins and shit in the bone, right? To pin it up. Like, screws, did you ever get screws, right? Are they still in there, or did you get them out? Sometimes they leave them in there and shit forever. Sometimes they take them out. Oh, you got a rod in there? Yeah. Damn. That's bad, bro. Does it still hurt? Like, does your arm hurt, like, some days and shit? Yeah, my man's a daredevil. Fucking Jackie. The Jackass movie, remember? He'd be good on that joint. He'd be good on the Jackass movie with Bam Margera and shit and Steve-O. Johnny Knoxville. You can probably get a part in that movie, man. And the new Jackass. I don't even know if they're coming out with a new one, but that would be funny. They should do a new one. I know Bam's back on. I think he was just in jail again. Bam's from around this way, around my area. He lives probably like 45 minutes from me. Bam Margera. And when they did, when they filmed it, not too far from here. At Phil, his dad's house and shit like that, his parents' house, and then Bam's house, Castle Bam, is like 45 minutes from me and shit. He lives in Westchester. The scar on my arm, I'm not careful with. It's like it gets scratched. It hurts a lot because it's not fully healed. It's been 1 year since that happened. Oh shit, a year ago? So how long ago did you bang your head? I gotta get some. I'll be right back. How long ago did you bang your head though, bro? Was that a long time ago? I gotta get these Reese's, man. I got the munchies now, dude. Now I'm gonna start eating because I got the munchies. What is it? What, 2 years ago you banged your head? Not one what? What's that mean? 6 or 5 years? Oh, 2 years ago you broke your arm, and 5 or 6 years ago you banged your head. What's next, dude? Since the head thing. Well, what are you gonna do next? Your leg? You going to do your leg next? It's just the head thing, yeah. Yeah, it's one. Yeah. Damn, so. That's crazy, though. 5 or 6 years ago, though. At least you're better now, though. And I'm the only boy in my family. And so is my dad, and he has 4 sisters just like me, and I had 2 more. And they are all so annoying, and I'm the only boy in my family, and so is my dad. He has 4 sisters just like me, but I had 2 moms. You had 2 moms? What do you mean? Oh, 2 more. 4 sisters just like me. Wait, I don't know. Well, yeah, your dad had 4 sisters, but you got 6. Damn, so you got 6. You got 7 kids living in the house, dude? With all them girls, dude? That's probably hard. You gotta be all around them girls. How do you ever get to use the bathroom, man? What do you got? How many bathrooms do you have in your house? Like 5? You gotta have like 5 bathrooms in your house, probably. That's funny. You had to take the dog out? Yeah, what kind of dog you got? Yeah, I know what you meant. Town hop. Town hop. I mean, I know you. Yeah, what kind of dog you got? Hold on, I'll be wrong. Give me 1 second. I'll be right there. My fault, man. I had to take a pee, bro. Yeah, but what kind of dog you say you had? Oh, you got boys? Oh, what up? You got American Pit Bull. You got a boxer. 86, but I also got a bully, one of those small but really strong dogs. Yeah, you got a bully and I like boxers. Yeah, I like boxers, man. I never had a boxer, but I had a I had a shepherd, I had a Rottie, and a Dalmatian when I was growing up. And right now I got my daughter. She got a Frenchie and she got my dog since I'm staying with my mom right now. She got a it's a Dachshund. He's like half miniature pincher and half dachshund and shit. So she got him, and then she got a Frenchie and shit. French bulldog. Yeah, boxers are cool, man. They like to lick a lot, man. His name's Bo. Nice. How old is he? Is he old? Young dog? Damn, I'm fixing repairing I'm repairing the ceiling for my mom. I had to take the whole ceiling down, fix the pipe today. Now I'm putting the whole sheetrock up and painting I gotta paint the whole kitchen and shit tomorrow. I'm taking off from work so I can do that. My other dog is Cash. Nice. And what was that? What was the other dog? You said a boxer and a bully, right? Oh, the bully's name's Cash, and the boxer's name's Bo. Cash is 6. He's the boxer. German Shepherd. Mixing Bo is the bully. All right. Yeah, nice. 2 months old. Yeah, that's when we got my dog. I got my dog when he was about 2 months old, 3 months old, 2 months old. I think he was 6 weeks old, honestly, and the Frenchie was 4 months old. So yeah. Yeah, I miss my dog. I can't wait to get him back. Once I get my house, get my own spot. My wife's she's living in the house with my daughter. So we split up. She got the house. Now I gotta get another one for myself. Crazy. And she has my dog. She got my house and my dog. How's that work out, right? Women, man. Women. Expensive. Divorce. Crazy. Women get it all, man. They get everything. They get everything. Don't get married. I'm dropping this shit everywhere. Yeah, and the dog. Yeah, the dog's your kid. Yeah, man. Yeah, they're like dogs are better than people, man. Like most of the time, in my opinion, they're more loyal. Like you won't find a person that's more loyal than a dog, man. Dogs are way more loyal than people. My dog is my best friend. A dog will literally die for you. Yeah, she got my dog too, but I'll get him back as soon as I get my own spot. It's better off though because I wouldn't be able to take him anyway. So at least she's holding him for me. But I still miss him. You know what I mean? I miss the shit out of him. She's nice though. She brings him up. She'll bring him over and let me like have him like to walk him for the weekend and shit. I get visitation. I get visitation right with my dog. It's crazy. My daughter, I see her whenever I want. She's 16, so she does she pretty much is almost 18, grown up. So I see her whenever I want. Yeah, they only live like 10 minutes from me, so it ain't not real far. My house is 10 minutes from my mom. This is my mom's house, and my house is 10 minutes from here. Now maybe 15 minutes. Not far. Yeah, get married, yeah. My dog has a sister named Lily, which is my sister's name, but probably forgot about it because it was. Oh yeah, Lily. That's my daughter's name, Lily. She said I'll never get married. My girlfriend keeps trying, but I told her I don't need to pay her. If she doesn't, she can leave. Yeah, you don't. I mean, marriage, man. I mean, you don't really need to get married. If you love somebody and you want to be with them, you don't need to be married to be with somebody. All it is a piece of paper. Like, it really means nothing. Like, a marriage certificate, it really means nothing. It's just a piece of paper. Basically, it's symbolic. Like, you go to a church and you make an oath or you make a commitment before God that it's going to be for better or worse, for richer or poor. But nobody ever abides by it no more. Like, nobody really stays married. Like, the only people that are still married are like from people from back in the day that been married, like older people. Like, this younger generation and probably like maybe from like 90s babies, and nobody gets married. Nobody stays married. Like, even probably like people in their 40s, 30s, they're always getting divorced. It's crazy. The only people that stayed married was like my parents, my grandparents. Man, they were married for like 30 something years. Like, back in the day, like, couples would stay married until death. You know what I mean? But really, like, it's only all it is a certificate. It's just a piece of paper. Like, it doesn't mean nothing. I told her, because women get everything. I've seen that too many times. Never. Yeah, people from 50s and the 60s, they're the only ones that are still married. Like, they stayed married until they died and shit. You know what I mean? Like, they really made a commitment and they kept that commitment. You know what I mean? Now, you can't find nobody to keep a commitment. People ain't loyal no more. Like, ain't nobody. There's like, it's crazy. Like, people are not loyal anymore. People don't. They don't honor. Like, they don't. People don't stand on nothing. You know what I mean? They don't have no principles, no morals. Like, not everybody. I'm just saying it's more common today. Like, I see it more common like today than from when I was younger, in my younger years. Like, people were more like, I don't know. They were more respectful. They had better principles, morals, you know what I mean? I don't know. Now, like, nobody stands on nothing and shit. Like I said, not everybody's like that, but a majority of the people that I see and come encounter with are like that. You know what I mean? Right, disloyal and shit. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. That's why I keep my circle small, and I don't fuck with a lot. I don't fuck with a lot of people. You know what I mean? I keep my circle small, and I stay to myself, and I stay in my lane because I'm not trying to get caught up in the bullshit. Especially somebody else's bullshit. You know what I mean? So yeah, I stay in my lane, man. A lot of disloyal. Yeah, it's crazy. My grandpa and my grandma are still married somehow. Yeah, see, that's good because they're probably from like the 50s and the 60s. You know what I mean? If they're still married, they're probably old school. They stay married, man. They had, like, you know what I mean. They made them when they got married. They made that commitment. They meant it. Like, they stuck by that shit. Now, like, people don't stick by nothing. Like, in marriage, there ain't no marriage. Like, even my wife, man. My wife, I didn't want to separate. My wife wanted to. You know what I mean? I tried to work that shit out. I don't believe in that shit. Like, I'm loyal. You know what I mean? I don't believe in that shit. I believe you're supposed to, get through whatever problem you have. Like, if you're with somebody for that long and shit, and you've been with them for that long, whatever problem you're having, you should be able to work that shit out because you've been with this person so long. Like, you already know how each other thinks. You know what I mean? So there's no reason you shouldn't be able to work that shit out, man. Like, I don't think, like, I don't know. I didn't agree with it, but you can't make somebody do something they don't want to, and you can't force somebody to love you. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. It is what it is, man. You know what I mean? That's what the fuck. That's what I'm talking about. It is what it is, man. But yeah, people are goofy as shit. Yeah, I prefer old school or new school. Yeah, straight up. Yeah, new school, I don't know. Vintage, you know what I mean? I prefer vintage. Everything vintage, too. Alright, man, go to bed. He said he got school at 6 in the morning. Well, I have to get ready for school, but I got like 7. All right, man. Good night, bro. Get some good sleep, homie. Make sure you pass your test. You know what I mean? You gotta do good in school. School, I mean, school can be important. You know what I mean? If you need it for something, I mean, you might need it. The only real, for real, school. The only thing you really need school for is if you're going to be a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, something like psychologist, psychiatrist, something where you need extensive like training for. Like, but honestly, outside of that, you don't really need school to succeed in life. Like, it's basically it's not hard, man. As long as you have some type of motivation and positive mindset, you can succeed, man. But yeah, anyway, yeah, go to sleep, man. Reading, math, writing. Yeah, reading, math, writing, right? The basics and shit. You know what I mean? That's my point of view. I mean, you don't really need and like I said, unless you're going to school for like math, like engineering, doctor, lawyer, you know, psychiatrist, psychologist. Like you don't need school to succeed, man. You know what I mean? Like as long as you can read, write, and you can count money, and you have some type of motivation and positive mindset, you can succeed. It just takes determination and motivation. You know what I mean? Yeah, well, flying jets. Yeah, you would need some type of extensive training for flying jets, so you would definitely need school. But yeah, you know what I mean, like a job in that field. But like if you're going to be an entrepreneur, start your own business or something like that. I mean, you might want to get some type of business course under your belt. But for real, it's basically common sense, man. If you have a brain and you can think, you can succeed, man. You gotta think outside the box most of the time. That's the way you really succeed. And then you want to associate with people that are already successful. You know what I mean? You don't want to associate with people that ain't doing what you want to be doing. You don't want to downgrade. You know what I mean? And associate with people that are really not on the level that you want to be on. Because all they'll do is bring you down. That's all they do. But oh man. Yeah, you work your way up, man. But you just start your own business, man. You could be an entrepreneur today so easy. It's like there's like so many things you could do to make money. Crypto, like I trade crypto. I invest in stocks, crypto, shit like that. You can make money like that. I mean, you can start a business, like a clothes business. I mean, there's so many things. A food business, a food truck. Like what I do for a living though is I'm a mason. You know what I mean? Like I lay block, I lay brick, cement. Right now I'm building chimneys. I work for a chimney company and I build chimneys right now. That's what I do. But yeah, I'm a mason, so I learned that not in school. I learned that from on the job experience, like over years of working with masons. I labored for them. I'd mix the cement. I would stack the block, and then slowly I started trying to lay the block and blah 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 blah. And now that's what I do. Now I work for a chimney company and I build chimneys. But I can basically do anything. Lay block, lay stone, flagstone, patio pavers, build retaining walls. I point. I could do concrete work. Anything with masonry, man. And then there's money in that. You know what I mean? You can make a lot of money doing that, especially if you're like a pointer. Pointers can make a whole lot of money because you could charge somebody to say a 25. Just say you're going to do a 25 by 4 foot wall. You're going to point it. You could charge somebody 25 foot by 4. You could probably charge somebody $6,500 to point that, and for real, all you're gonna spend in material is you're gonna need sand and cement. So you might spend for a wall that big, you might spend $300, and the rest of that money's profit because it's basically all labor, man. So there's so much money you can make doing that line of work. So that's what I was saying. There's so many things you can you could succeed at without going to school. I mean college anyway. You definitely need the basics like reading, writing, and arithmetic. I don't know. They teach you what you want to learn. I know they never teach you what to learn. Nah, they don't teach you anything in school. Hi. Hey, what's up, Star? Yeah, they don't. They don't. Like they don't. They don't even teach you how to, like, write a check or like pay a bill. Like they don't teach you anything about credit. You know, they don't teach you anything about finance, anything about investing. That's all shit you really need in life. Like they teach you fucking like dumb shit. Like you know what I mean? Outside of like reading, writing, and math, like everything else is dumb shit. Like shit you really don't need. I mean, biology. Unless you're gonna be a biologist, like, what the hell you need to know how to dissect a friggin' worm for? You know what I mean? It's crazy. Like, cause we had to dissect a worm in biology class in high school. I remember that. We did that, and we did a baby cat, and we did a baby pig. I think we dissected and a frog. We dissected them in biology class. So what the hell do I need to know how to dissect a friggin' and a worm? What the hell do I need to know how to dissect that shit for? If I'm never gonna use that in my life. Unless I'm gonna be a biologist. You know what I mean? What's up, Star? I thought you were going. Didn't you have to go to bed? Motherfuckers keep going to bed and popping back up like coming out of nowhere. Hold on, I'm right here. I gotta get a drink. Yeah, that weed, man. That shit had me lit a little bit. That it's not bad. I got it like my boy and shit. Yeah, I'm just talking. Putting something in the microwave. I'm about to make me. Yeah, because I got the munchies now from smoking that weed. Now I'm making hot chocolate and shit. I once knew the basics. I dropped out of school and went to adult school. Yeah, what school? What did you go to school for? What, trades or something like that? Like a trade? Or I went to like back in the day, I went to a trade school too. I went to school and I learned basic electric, carpentry, and plumbing. Yeah, that's what I did. I went to Orleans Tech, it's called. I went here like years ago, and they taught me basic like plumbing, electric. It was basically, you know what I mean? All like home renovation shit, like basic plumbing, basic electric, basic carpentry, like deck building, how to frame, how to wire a house, shit like that. And that's, yeah, I went to school for that. But then I never went to school to be a mason. I just learned that. I ended up like what I went to school for. I didn't become any of that. I ended up becoming a mason because I just ended up working for a friend of mine, like mixing cement and shit. And then from there, like I liked the job and I stuck with it, and that's what I ended up becoming my profession, a mason. I've been doing it for a long time. Like I'm really, I'm very good at. I'm very good at what I do. So I made pretty good money, you know what I mean? It's not bad. Even working for somebody. But I work like now, it's like this is when we're busy. I work like 50, 60 hours a week, man. I have off tomorrow, thank God, but I like having off. Because my coworker is in New York and shit. So he won't be back until tomorrow night. I'm not going to work either because he's my partner and I won't have no one to work with. So we go back to work Tuesday, but we work like 50, 60 hours a week, man. I work a lot, I'm always working. Honestly. But, I need the money and shit, so it takes a while to start over and get back on your feet, man. Because I'm making I got the munchies now from that weed. So I'm making like hot chocolate with whipped cream on it. Yeah. Yeah, it's all about experience, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, it's bad, definitely a bad experience. What time is it anyway? I didn't even see. Oh shit, I gotta plug this in. Fuck. It's damn, it's one day. I didn't know that. My phone's dying and shit. I didn't realize it. I had to plug it in. It would have died on me. My vape's gonna die. Everything's dying. I can't even plug that in. Now I got whipped cream on my fridge. I feel like smoking more of that weed now, but you work 40 hours a week, yeah. Yeah, I work like 50, 60, but only because I want to. I need the money, you know what I mean? I don't have to, but I just try to work as much overtime as I can because I get paid, I get paid time and a half for overtime, so I make a lot more money when I work overtime. Yeah, then we change the clocks back. So it gets all dark early and shit. It's like fucking. It's annoying. It starts getting dark at like 6 o'clock now. Yeah, so it sucks, man. Yeah, you work at a rescue. Oh, what, a dog rescue? An animal rescue? That's cool, man. That's a good place to work. Yeah, my mom worked at a vet when I was growing up. She worked at a veterinarian. She was the lab person. She did all the lab work for the animals. Like she took all the all the tests on them to see what they had wrong with them, if they had like diseases, whatever their sickness was. She would do the lab work and shit, blood work and all that. So we had animals, like even I live in the city and shit, but we had a cow in our backyard. My mom she worked in the the animal hospital, and in an emergency animal hospital. It was like a 24-hour a day hospital for animals and shit. And like somebody brought a cow in, and it was like 7 days old. I mean, yeah, 7 days old, I think. And they were gonna they had to get it looked over to make sure it didn't have any sicknesses, and they were gonna use it for milk fed veal and shit. What they do is they put the baby cow in a small little cage, and they lock him in there, and he's never allowed to move for like 3 or 4 months. And they just feed him milk so that his muscles don't, like, the muscles in the cow don't get like all like tough and shit. So it's gonna be like real tender meat and shit when they cook it. And so we bought the cow and shit for like $100, and we had him in the yard for like 5 weeks. That's so big. Yeah, Tana Pepsin spade neuter. Yeah. Oh, they don't do it at the rescue. They don't spade them there. Oh, I got it. I gotta clean this thing up. Hold on right there. Alright, I had to put that shit in the sink, man. But yeah, I was at the vet and rescue before. Yeah, the vet, man. Yeah, I love animals. I want to get an iguana. I was thinking about getting this iguana. It's like a neon blue iguana. It has a specific name, but I don't remember what the name is. I have to look it back up. But I gotta build the cage for it. Or like I want to build it a big ass, like an atrium type of cage. Like I want to put like branches in there so he can crawl on them and all. What, you adopted a few animals, or the rescue? They took them to the rescue. Oh, you adopted them people? Were they dogs? Oh, cats? Yeah. Yeah, we got a cat. My mom got a cat. And my daughter got 3 cats. She loves cats. Oh yeah, they were babies. Kittens. What were they, strays or something? Somebody found them, or somebody dropped them off, like they didn't want them no more. And they dropped them off at the shelter or something, or did somebody find them on the like outside roaming around and shit? They were very young. They were kittens, I guess, right? Oh, they couldn't afford them? Yeah. That sucks, man. Yeah, that sucks. It's like, why are you gonna get a cat, like why would you get 3 animals and you're not gonna be able to afford them? You know what I mean? That's kind of crazy. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, man. People like, I feel like my animal, my dog and cats are like my family and shit. Like, I wouldn't just get rid of them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I would have to figure out a way. Because if it's like, what if your kid's hungry? You're not just going to, like, take your kid to a shelter, right? Because you can't afford them. So why would you do that for your dog, or your cat? I don't think that's cool, man. You know? I mean, at least they took him to shelter and they didn't hurt the cat, you know what I mean? Or just throw him out on the street at least, but... Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's sad, man, because they probably had the cats, like, you know what I mean, them pets for their whole lives, and then they gotta, they gotta get the pet up. Like, sometimes the pet, like, dogs and shit, they can die of a broken heart. Like, though, if they had lived with that person for, like, numerous amounts of years and shit, and they have to be separated. Like, I've heard of dogs, like, dying of broken hearts and shit. Like, older dogs from, living with, like, older seniors for, like, so long. Yeah, I know they dump them, especially cats. They breed fast. People don't get them spayed. They should get them neutered, like spayed and neutered and shit. Cause cats, yeah, they do breed fast, and they have a lot of kittens. They'll have like 4 or 5 kittens at a time, and then then you have cats running all around the place, like out here in the city, like in the hood parts of the city, you'll see like a lot of stray cats running around. Yeah, 2 to 20 cats around the corner. Matter of fact, around the corner from my house right now, there's like this little wood, like weeded, like it's kind of like wooded, but it's not like really woods. It's like a patch of like big weeds and a couple trees and shit. But in the weeds, there's like a trail like that this guy made, and it goes into the bush, and it's like kind of it's pretty cool in there. Like you go in the bush, and you're like it's kind of like being in like a tent inside the bush. But anyway, he built like these like cat houses and shit, and he goes there every day and he feeds the cats. They're like stray cats. But he also took them to the vet and got them like spayed and neutered, like the stray cats, and then he put them back in in that little area I was telling you about and shit. And he feeds them every day. Oh yeah, animals. Yeah, I know. I heard they dump like a lot of snakes and iguanas and shit. Like you have a lot of snake, like a big snake and iguana problem, and they dump like caimans and stuff like that. You got a lot of like alligators, like from like that aren't wild alligators and shit. Don't they have like iguana hunts, like where you could go like hunt for the iguanas and shit? Because like there's so many of them, they're like becoming invasive down there, and they're eating all the plant life and shit. Yeah, snakes are alright. I had a couple ball pythons a long time ago. He got out, the one got out of the cage, and we never found him. We don't know where he went. I think he got into the wall and shit. Yeah, they're everywhere. It's crazy. Like the ball pythons, right? And they're eating all the like all the native species to the area and shit, and they're killing them off, right? Pretty soon they're gonna run out of food. Like they're gonna eat all the like the you know what I mean, the native like what do they eat out there? Like rabbits and shit or what? Like what do you have? Like what else do you have out for armadillo? I know there's armadillos out there. Yeah, they get big. I know. They get like freaking 15 feet long and shit. Yeah, right. You'll be sleeping and that thing will freaking wrap around your neck and choke you to death and shit. It's pretty crazy, right? Yeah, they get like 15, 20 feet long, man. Yeah, they get huge, man. Yeah, they got hunts there, I know. Can you use like a what do you have to use? What do you gotta use like a 22 or a BB gun, right? Or I think you gotta use like a BB gun, don't you? Can you use like a real rifle? I think you can use. I don't know. Because I seen them on YouTube. Like I seen it. That's how I know about it. I seen it on YouTube, and I don't know if they were using like BB guns, like high powered pellet guns, or like 22 rifles and shit. But yeah, I would do it. I would go down there and hunt them and shit. That's got to be pretty cool hunting the snakes. Although I really wouldn't. I don't know. They're probably hard to spot. You got to go into the Everglades and shit too, probably, man. So it's kind of dangerous, and it's kind of dangerous. They got like crocodiles in there and shit. Well, alligators at least, I think. That's funny. Yeah, I should go smoke more of this. What's up? My bad. They got teeth in here, alligators. Yeah. What the snakes have teeth? Yeah, the boas, but they don't. I mean The pythons, but they're not really. Their teeth aren't that big. They do. They will cut. They will make you bleed though. About a boa constrictor's teeth, they can make you bleed. But them alligators, yeah, they're all over the place down there, man. In Florida, you got so many alligators because you have a lot of canals and shit like behind the houses and stuff, and they'll like come up in people's yards and shit. It's pretty crazy. They pay milk venomous snake. What do you mean? Oh, they milk? You mean they milk them for the venom and shit? Yeah, there's like that. I think there's this one snake venom that's like super. It's like you can get millions of dollars for it by like the gram and shit. For a couple $1,000,000 by the gram. I can't remember the exact. I'm gonna Google it real quick. It's not actually. It's not millions. No, but the king cobra, you get $153,000 for a gallon of its venom. But the Australian brown snake, you get $4,000 a gram for that shit. And the coral snake, you get $4,000 a gram for their venom. That's pretty crazy. That's a lot of money, man, for a gram of snake venom. Australian death adder. They have antiviral, antibacterial, and pain relieving properties in their venom, I guess. Any medical research can cost much under 50, largely because it's used to develop chronic pain medication. So they use king cobra venom to let me see, $153,000 a gallon, largely because it's used in the development of chronic pain medication. That's crazy. So they make chronic pain medication out of king cobra venom. It's pretty wild. Yeah, you can change your mind. Yeah, they paralyze you. What kind of snake though? Yeah, I mean, well, depending on what kind of snake. Usually they paralyze your nervous system and shit for the most part. That's what snake venom does. And then it'll start eating your skin away. It's crazy. You gotta like get the anti venom in some cases like pretty quick or you're gonna die. Like I mean a matter of like probably like minutes, I think. Maybe some of them, but an hour at least. I mean, what's the fastest snake? Let me see. I think there's one like where there's a matter of minutes. What's the fastest snake? A rattlesnake? Probably. Yeah, rattlesnakes are vicious, man. We got them out here. We have rattlesnakes out here in Pennsylvania, and the other one, cottonmouths. We got them out here too. Like as far as poisonous snakes go, anyway. We have other snakes as well, but let me see. Yeah, so the king cobra and the black mamba, their snake venom can kill you in as little as 10 to 30 minutes. That's pretty fast, man. The king cobra is 10 minutes. The black mamba is 20 minutes. So you'll die. Like so, if you're in the middle of like nowhere and you get bit by a cobra, it's pretty much a wrap. You're probably gonna die. because it's not like likely that somebody's gonna just have king cobra freaking venom, anti venom, like available in their pocket. You know what I mean? It's kind of crazy to think about, but and scorpions, but I don't know if you could die from a scorpion bite. Rattlesnakes, yeah, rattlesnakes are poisonous too. We have them out here, but I don't know if you could die from the rattlesnake. But I know it's painful though. Oh, they're caused by. Yeah, it says it feels like it's like it's described as intense burning and throbbing. It can radiate through the affected limb and even the body. Swelling and bruising may occur rapidly, and the bitten area can become very tender. Rattlesnake bite, nausea, vomiting, numbness, tingling, muscle weakness, difficulty breathing, and low blood pressure. That's all. That's what happens to you if you get bit by a rattlesnake. Most effective treatment for rattlesnake should be administered as soon as possible after the bite. Yeah, you gotta. Yeah, I'm not sure if doesn't say whether you could die. Oh wait, how fatal is an untreated rattlesnake bite? The fatality rate for an untreated rattlesnake bite varies. The estimate for untreated bites ranging from 1 to 10 to 1 in 100 for species like the timber rattlesnake, though the overall fatality rate in rattlesnake bites in areas with medical access is very low. So it's only 1 in 600 people really die from a rattlesnake bite. I mean, in areas where medical access that's where medical access is very low, actually, around 1 in 600. So it's not really likely that you would die of a rattlesnake bite. I know I wouldn't want to get bit by one, though. I'll tell you that. If the venom goes to the heart, it can kill you. Yeah, most likely it'll probably like give you a heart attack or something. I'm sure. I guess if you get bit, like it depends on where you get bit. I guess you would have to get bit near like an artery, so it's pumping the blood faster to your heart. I would imagine. Like if you get bit, like I don't know, somewhere like on your leg where there's a main artery or something, and the blood gets in there and it probably gets to your heart. I mean, the venom gets in there and it gets to your heart. I'm not sure, but it's possible. I can imagine. I know I don't want to get bit by a rattlesnake. I really don't want to get bit by any snake. I get bit by a python before. They hurt a little bit. They have teeth. They'll make you bleed, but it's not like crazy pain. Been on your hand, reaching down or anything. Yeah, your hand, or your probably like your ankle and shit, walking through the woods. Your leg, your ankle, your foot, walking through the woods because they're like camouflage too. They're hard to see, especially now in the fall because they're like a light brown, so they match they match the the no, I can't think of the word. They match the ground, whatever, the foliage, the like the dead brush and shit. You know what I mean? So you won't even see them, but they'll start rattling though if you get close enough. So that's the only way you'll really know if you're gonna get. But they're fast as hell. Like they lunge like super quick. It's like split seconds you have. Like that's how quick they are. You probably won't even like you. Most likely you won't even see it. If you don't see the snake, you're not gonna see the bite coming because it's so fast. A black racer, yeah. What's that? A snake or a lizard? Black racer, yeah. I guess it's a snake. We have uh like pine. What are they? Black rat, like rat snakes out here. I think they're black, and like pine snakes. I think they're black too, but they're in Jersey mostly. I think. Oh, black, yeah, black razor. That's a snake. Are they big? What kind of venomous snakes you have in Florida? You got coral snakes out there, probably, right? Yeah, you don't have rattlesnakes out there, right? In Florida. Yeah, you got the coral snake and the copper. Oh, you got copperhead and a cottonmouth, and you got a rattlesnake. Shit, I don't know there were rattlesnakes in Florida. I thought they were only like in the like the east, like the northeastern coast, like up this way. And we got copper. We have copperheads here too, and we have cottonmouths. I forgot about them. We have cottonmouths here. We have copperheads. Probably just about every snake that you have in Florida, we have here. The timber rattlesnake, the southern copperhead. We don't have the southern copperhead though. We got the cottonmouth, the water moccasin. Yo, they're vicious. Did you ever see one of them in the water, man? Them water moccasins. They swim fast as hell. Like I've been on a boat and like the thing is literally like chasing the boat down, and they're big too. They can be big. Like someone, they're small. Depends on like what how old the snake is, but like they'll literally chase your boat, man, and they're fast. They'll come behind the boat and fucking like I've been in boats like on lakes and shit in the mountains in the country where copperheads were chasing us. And a rattlesnake, yeah, the pygmy rattlesnake, yeah. Yeah, they're crazy. Yeah, ain't they the ones with the horn or like with the crazy head or not? Like a horned head or something like that. They have like vipers. Yeah, vipers. Vipers are crazy too, man. You got vipers out there too. Yeah, they're all them snakes are deadly, man. Not deadly, but they're poisonous. I think. You don't want to get bit by one. I know that. It's not a. It's not something you want to aspire to do. Is get bit by a rattlesnake. The small, very venomous, yeah. Yeah, the pygmy rattlesnakes, yeah. Let me see, man. I'm gonna look it up. Pygmy. I want to see what it looks like. Oh yeah, they're cool looking actually, man. They have like an orange line. See, they do. They match the environment. That's the word I was trying to think of earlier. They match the environment. It's crazy. You can't even see them like in the ground. They blend right in. Some are like dark. Some are like an orange color. Some have an orange. They have this orange line that goes down their back. That's pretty cool. Yeah, they're nice. They're pretty snakes, man. Actually, pygmy rattlesnake. They're like orange. Some of them are like really light. Some are darker, but they have like an orange line going down their back. That line's cool as shit. And then the what's the other one? The cottonmouth. You can tell if it's venomous. Damn, look at the cottonmouth, man. That thing. Yeah, this cottonmouth is crazy. What about a water moccasin? Oh yeah, that's the cottonmouth. How can you tell if it's poisonous just by looking at it? By its head or something? Yeah, it has. Yeah, their heads are they're like big, right? Or like they have like a pointy, like usually they'll have like a pointy nose or something like that, maybe. Oh yeah, the brow above the eye. Wow, what's that? Like pointy? It's like comes to like a point or something, right? Damn, what's up with my shit? It's like phone's like buffing up and shit. I don't know what's going on.